What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, the #1 place where you can learn about combat skills and stay in the best shape of your life as a hybrid athlete. If you don't know who I am, my name is Kason, and over the 15 years of training, I've studied 6 different martial arts and currently hold a black belt in 2. And on this episode, I'll be taking you through my 5 top reasons why you should be training martial arts. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, 9 times out of 10, you've been debating about if you should train martial arts or not. If you ask me, I'm gonna say hell yeah. You know, there's a number of reasons why anyone would train martial arts, but at the end of the day, you have to figure out why you want to train it. And so all I'm gonna do is just tell you exactly 5 reasons why I believe you should, because at the end of the day, again, it's all up to you. But let's get right into it. You know, for me, the #1 reason, at least right now in my life, the top reason to start martial arts is to get in the best shape of your life. You know, it's a fun way just to be able to get in better shape. Whether you're doing training, conditioning exercises, or you're just being able to work on the tactical skills to improve at that particular martial arts. You know, you're learning coordination skills, you're learning mind and body connection. All the little things we don't really get out of day-to-day life, you can learn within a style of martial arts. Not only that, but if you're used to training at the gym, you know, you go to the gym 3, 4, 5 days out the week and you're doing the same repetition of the same exercises, it can probably get tedious, it may get boring, or B, you may hit a plateau within your training because your body's so accustomed, so adjusted to those particular exercises and that particular workout. So you need a different stimulus. You need something else to push your body to the next level. And what possibly could that be than a combat sport? You know, being able to strengthen things like your forearm, your finger muscles, your feet muscles. You probably didn't even know you had those. But, you know, using the same exercise we use at the gym and just being able to apply it in a more practical, realistic aspect, such as martial arts. For example, if you're doing, let's say, boxing, you know, everyone likes to hit stuff. You get some gloves on, put some wraps on, start going at it with a bag or some mitts. There's a number of different takeaways you can get from just boxing alone. Whether it be mind-body connection, trying to match up your hands with a target, you can learn about rhythm, finding the timing of when to throw your punches, or even, at the end of the day, just the cardio aspect. I don't know if you know, but rounds and rounds and rounds on a bag on the same muscle system can be taxing, exhausting. You find that it's super easy just to swing on a bag for about a minute or 2, great. Try going a minute or 2 over 3 rounds, 5 rounds, 8 rounds. You start to feel the difference real quick. And so if that's something that you need, if you need a little bit more cardio, if you need a little bit more, you know, coordination within your day-to-day regimen, start a martial arts. Get comfortable or get outside of your comfort zone and train something that you probably have never thought of before, such as, you know, boxing, Muay Thai, Taekwondo, karate. Literally anything is better than doing nothing at this point. So find which one speaks best to you, jump right into it, and start to break a sweat. You'll figure out real soon why you deserve to be in there. All right, #2, it builds confidence. You know, for me personally, I was a introverted individual when I was in my teens. You know, it wasn't too long ago, obviously, but I was more introverted. I didn't really want to talk to people. I wasn't really social like that. I did have a few friends, obviously, but you know, I wasn't very outspoken. I wasn't outgoing. I didn't really want to go out of my way to make friends. However, being in martial arts it changes the way you think about yourself. You know, you're able to build that confidence up just by overcoming fears. 9 times out of 10, people, if you're a normal person, you're not gonna be comfortable with violence. Violence being, you know, getting hit at, kicked at, or even just being very intimate or close to somebody, whether it be a grappling sport. It's something that everyone has a fear of. No one wants violence to be approached to them, but at the end of the day, we live in a scary world. A lot of scary things happen, and we gotta be able to prepare for that and overcome that. And so when it comes to martial arts, being able to overcome fear, being able to get in better shape, look better, feel better, it builds your confidence whether you know it or not, so that when you walk out the doors of your martial arts school, you feel a little bit more confident than when you walked in. Whether it be you got stronger, Rather it be you feel safer walking outside more. Rather it be you get your own way in life. Because 9 times out of 10, we feel better when we get our own way in life. In fighting, you definitely have to figure out your own way to get your own way. You know, unless you want to get beat up 9 times out of 10, you got to figure out a way to put your own pressure, your own thought process, your own pace on somebody else. And that's just the name of the game. So, you know, depending on the sport, it's going to come out in different ways. But at the end of the day, confidence is a top thing when it comes to learning a martial arts that you would take away just from being inside of it. So that leads me to number 3, which is you become more social. If you were introverted like me, you know, you didn't go out and make friends, this is a way to force you to make friends, really, believe it or not. You know, you're in a room full of individuals who are trying to better themselves, who's trying to improve their life, who are trying to learn a different skill, a new skill, and they fail along the way, they get back up and they continue going. So they have perseverance working for them as well. If you're in a room full of individuals just like that and just like you, it's very hard not to make friends. You know, also at the same time, if you're anything like me and my best friends, we say you can't be friends unless you get punched in the face. You know, it's just the rule of thumb. You know, if you're in a room and you're sparring, you're going at it, you're training, you're drilling, you're just getting better over time with the people next to you, it becomes a family. It becomes the people around you who you trust the most because you've been through the war together. You've been down the dirt together. You've put in the work, sweat, blood, and tears on that mat together. And so unnaturally, or even just coincidentally, you start to talk a little bit more. You start to get a little bit more comfortable around the people in that room. And even maybe extend it out to people outside. You know, you start to see people who wear the same martial arts as you on a t-shirt or a hat or a sweatpants, and you ask them about it. Then you start socializing with them. Again, it just slowly develops over time. I'm not saying it's gonna happen immediately, but just being in the martial arts, being around individuals who are trying to better themselves, learning something completely new, it's almost impossible not to be more social and to be more extrovert just from being around those individuals. Which leads me to number 4, which is you get to learn about a new culture. If you haven't traveled, if you haven't been to a different country or a different state even, you know, you may not necessarily know about other ways of living. However, when it comes to martial arts, obviously each martial arts wasn't started in your current country or city. They were made somewhere else and somehow brought to where you live at currently. For example, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where do you think it started at? Not America for me. Also Taekwondo, it started in Korea. Karate, Japan, all these different types of martial arts have come from different locations, but somehow, some way made it into your city or into your way or your area. And so just by being involved in learning how to say things in different languages, being able to learn their mindset, their thought process, their way of approaching situations or obstacles, you get to learn a new way of life, being able to open your mind, to expand your thought processes so that you're able to pull and extract different material from different parts of the world. And for me, I know the best time or the best memory I have learning a new culture is from Taekwondo. Considering my instructor is Korean, we had an opportunity to travel to Korea and be able to just be exposed to another country, another city. Just completely blew my mind. You know, being young and just being able to go over there and see different individuals, learn their way of living, it opens your mind up to new possibilities of what you want your life to look at. And so for your particular martial arts, you may not even be interested in the physical aspect of it, but maybe you're interested in the philosophical aspect, the cultural aspect, learning about different cultures and their approaches to how they like to live life, how they like to enjoy life, how they like to interact on a combat level. It just opens your minds up completely. And that's one of the things I appreciate the most, because I enjoy about learning cultures. I enjoy about meeting different people who have different ways of life and seeing, you know, what can I learn or extract from this person to help improve my life at the end of the day. So that's number 4 on my list. Last but not least, we have number 5, which is probably the number 1 reason why most people start martial arts, is to learn how to defend themselves. Remember, martial arts is a self-defense. It is learning different tactical ways to protect yourself out in the world. Whether it be karate, whether it be boxing, judo, Krav Maga, whatever it may be, it's a way to defend yourself against any other individual who will make harm or approach the threat of harming you and your family and your loved ones. And so, if you have no grasp of violence, if you had a nice, lovely childhood, great living, great environment where you may not have experienced violence, I'm glad for you. But we have to accept the truth. The fact is that the world is a dangerous place, and it's only, unfortunately, getting more dangerous by the day. And so we need to be able to have some type of way to defend ourselves at a worst case scenario basis. Being able to learn how to strike back, learn how to counter defenses or counter attacks. You got to know something, and just in case something pops out, you need to be prepared for it. Because if we're not, bad things can happen. Maybe not to us, but the people around us. And we have to be prepared to protect not only ourselves, but our loved ones as well. And so, depending on what fits your body type, your mentality, your physicality, you gotta figure out what martial arts most adapts with what you currently think like or want to think like in the future for your future self. For me, I wanted to be more creative. I wanted to be more expressive. So I started Taekwondo first. Then I wanted to get a little bit more practical, more hands-on. So I just went over to boxing. Also went over to jiu-jitsu so I can improve my ground game. But all that started to mold together with some judo, some wrestling, learning karate, now starting to do MMA. Everything kind of just falls on a domino effect if you really get involved with it and you really get into it. For me, I'm a big martial arts nerd, obviously, and so I wanted to learn everything and be able to defend myself in any case scenario that I could. So I say all that to say, find what fits you. Find what suits your style of living or something that you want to learn in the future. Something that you can feel confident walking out the doors that you can protect not only yourself or your family at a worst case scenario. This is something that's super dear to my heart, and here's a bonus one for my guys out there. I've never, ever heard a woman say that she doesn't want her man to know how to protect their family or her. Never, not once, not close, not even. It's typically the opposite. You know, your partner most likely wants you to be able to hold yourself accountable. They want you to be able to not only defend yourself, but your future family. They want someone to be the guy of the house, unfortunately. And that's a burden we typically have, but for me, that's one I'm happy to take on. To be the protector of my household, to be able to defend any situation that may come through. And for you, it may not be the same mentality, but at the end of the day, again, my personal opinion or things that I've seen, never heard a woman say she doesn't want her man to know how to defend themselves. So, just a bonus for you, but everything prior, take that in consideration. Whether it be getting in the best shape of your life, whether it be building your confidence, whether it be learning of self-defense, learning about a culture, whatever it may be, start in martial arts, building your coordination. There's a lot of reasons why you should just start. Don't start tomorrow, start today. Go ahead and just meet at martial arts school. Walk in there, ask some information about it. You know, take a trial class, do something. Ask your nearest boxer or black belt or MMA fighter. Do something that pushes you in the right direction of being able to find the more improved version of yourself in the future. But that is it for today's episode, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you took away a couple of things regarding this. Hopefully you started martial arts today. You know, meet some new people, being a little bit more social in life, and just being able to expand your mindset, your social crew, your physicality. You know, there's a number of reasons why it's good to start today. So, if this helped you, like the video. You know, if you know someone who needs something like this and need more information about this, share the video with them. You know, expose them to a different thought process or different ways of thinking so that they can start a martial arts with you. You guys can start together. You know, have a friend already walking into the doors and make more friends on the way out. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.